Delicious is a way to save your websites. And normally, when you use an Internet Explorer, you can already do it in your menu above, like for example bookmarks, and then you say add bookmark, and then you save it on your computer. But right now, some of you are traveling, didn't take the computer. The computer is standing in the office, and they can't have a hold on the item that they have saved. On the other hand, Delicious lets you save it on a website, so it's always, when you save it, it's being saved on the internet, and you can always exit it, even though you're using another computer, even though you are in the internet cafe. And here you can see my own account, and you all created your own account already. And you can see if you click on the top on bookmarks, then it goes directly to a collection that I am maintaining. So you can see here. You can see, for example, that you can share a website on the internet, but you can also share it only for yourself by logging it. So if you have websites that you think, nah, I don't want to share this with other people, and now I do it with you, the group here, but you can still log it behind the door, so that's only for your own use. But the good part with Delicious is, for example, if you have that entry from the 12th of February 2011 that I added, don't be blinded by the web, the world is actually stagnating. An article from the Observer, but behind this item you see 5 people, and that means that 5 people on Delicious, and Delicious consists of around 9 million people, have added this item. But if you look at the item, the connected company by Communication Nation, if you look at that one, you see 740. So for me, this is also again an indication, what kind of information is interested. Do I want to get to know those 740 people, or do I want to know who added this typical website also to Delicious? And I think the latter is an interesting indication, because it gives you an overview of who the persons are that added the same website. And that's also a way to find experts in your field. So if you have added a really specific report in researching, the more specific the website is, the less people have also added it. But if you have then a number of 5 like we see here, then I can easily already see people who are probably have the same interest as me. And you can see what kind of text or what kind of keywords they use to describe this website itself. So economics, so about a lot of economics people. So, but I can just click on, for example, Andrew Curry. I don't know that person. And then I can look in his social bookmarks, in his website that he really likes. And again, he's describing his bookmarks with keywords. The keywords are also on the right-hand side. So automatically, I'm learning more on what's happening on the internet and what could be interested for my work. And again, Andrew Curry, with Delicious, you can't present yourself with a picture or with 20 different fields. They give you 4 fields that you can include. So you can include your name, Andrew Curry. It looks like a real name, but this person also included his own WordPress website. And WordPress is a weblog, which some of you learned yesterday in the session about weblogging. So I can already see that he's also just writing. He's not only saving small bits, hyperlinks on the internet, but he's also writing about the future, about economics, about the things that might be interested to me. So you can see this is a way to find experts through Delicious, based on your own field of interest. Now that we have started Delicious and Twitter, there's a link that you can make, and that is called, I can't pronounce it as well myself, but if you go to this website, then you can create a link between Delicious and Twitter. Now, every time when you add a website to your message in Twitter, it automatically saves it in your Delicious account. So that means that you don't need to maintain your Delicious account yourself. That means that you just keep using Twitter also as a social bookmarking website. So if you go back to the to my own social bookmarking, and for example, I just an hour ago I added my picture on Twitter, and here you can see I didn't go in the meantime. I didn't go to Delicious to save it. Automatically, it's being saved here. And I used the hashtag BD11, and automatically Twitter is also putting that as a unique keyword attached to that link. So it's a really easy way to maintain also your Delicious account. Now, how you should do it is go to pagrati.us and you can sign in with your Twitter. Just click this button and follow the steps that they ask you to do. And those are like 4 or 5 steps. But there's not only Twitter and Delicious, but there are also other, you can see Pagrati can also support other social bookmarking websites, because Delicious is not the only service on the internet that facilitates you this service. You can also go to a site you like, which is also highly used among researchers in the social sciences. Delicious is being used also by a lot of researchers too. Also the Focus Info initiative, what I mentioned before. So that's the reason why we focus on Delicious in these days. Any questions about Delicious? No? Well, it's quite useful to have these two links together. And the power of social media is that they communicate with each other. So you can also create a link between your Twitter account and LinkedIn. So you don't need to write down messages in LinkedIn too. There's a way that if you send a message to Twitter, automatically it's being published in LinkedIn. So that means the only thing that you need to maintain is your Twitter account. And the best way to do that is by using TweetDeck, because then you can add also more columns to see what's happening with a particular hashtag, what's happening with a particular group. Did you have a question over there? No? Account doesn't matter. You can add your LinkedIn account to all your social profiles, not your Delicious account.
In one platform.
In one platform, yeah.
Only TweetDeck.
TweetDeck, yeah. There is another application, and it's called. I'll go to the website. Oh, Anja's saying something. Says, I think it's CMIC or Seismic. Seismic. That's also an application like TweetDeck. A little bit different layout, but it works more or less the same. But again, the reason why I introduced you to TweetDeck is that for 2 weeks ago they announced in the Financial Times that TweetDeck has been bought for 13 million British pounds. A lot of money. So there is it's being downloaded by 18 million people already. So it's an application that has future, and that's also with social media. The reason why you need to select the platform that you want to work on is what Dan already said yesterday. Where is your network that you want to be attached to? Where can you find it? And that's the reason why you will use it. But also, you will save your information on these platforms. So, how secure, but can you rely that the information that you save that you can access it also next month or in 6 months or next year? And then you need to look to applications that are a little bit more sustainable than the smaller companies. So that's Seismic. And that's also this is also an example of how the social media, the social virtual world, how that is being integrated in our traditional internet environment. And if you see the first entry that I found, the Seismic, then you can see a message from Pablo. And now, after these 1.5 days, you know who Pablo is. Pablo is the guy who did a workshop in Bolivia for us, and he's also part of my Twitter network. And you can see that he already shared something about Seismic in his Twitter in his Twitter messages. So you can see that Google is using they are using Twitter messages from my own network to rank websites higher or to rank it a little bit lower, which is an interesting fact, I think. So I think that should I focus on more issues, or shall we now create really small groups, or groups of like that we use 10 laptops, and that's the steps that I showed to you now, that you try to do it together with a small group. So for example, setting up that link between Twitter and Delicious, and looking at downloading TweetDeck. Rather than to listening to me now for a couple of hours. But now I gave you some leads how to proceed with the social media platforms that we are using. Is that a good idea, or are there many other questions? Because then you can also just raise your hand or comment something. Sorry? You can